Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at a Sinclair Spectrum Plus. I've featured one before, but this is a different one, another one. No idea. It was found by a friend of mine, apparently in a box on the street, given away free, which is kind of extraordinary because it looks in fantastic nick. And yeah, so I said to my friend I'd take a look and see whether it works. Got a bit of software. Got some nice manuals, all looks good. So let's put all that to one side. First thing to do is to test the power supply, of course. Let's see what that's all about. It's got the cassette lead and it's got an RF lead. Just pull that out and stick it to one side. It looks to be in reasonable nick. I think the actual cable is original. Typically these have been hacked up and modified. Anyway, let's plug it in and see what happens. It's not drawing any... Oh, it is. So it's drawing a couple of watts. So there is something going on. So that's probably okay. I mean, it's always a bit high when it's not under load, but it's not reading some ludicrous values. So we should be good. Let's just turn that off. Right, so this is currently on RF. I've got to change this to TV. Turn the volume down a bit. And it has a external antenna connection at the back. Standard connections there. TV. Okay. Let's put that there so you can vaguely see it. So that's that one on, that's that one on. We're going to plug the power in as well. Okay, DC input there. Okay. Turn that on and see what's going on. Is it drawing any power? Yep, 7, 9 watts, 12 watts. It's probably about right. The tune, yeah, that's the tune. Oh, there we go, look. Excellent, that works. It's difficult to see, it's a bit blurry. A 1982 Sinclair, and that's absolutely working. Oh, I can hear the keyboard beeping. Right, let's do a print. Oh my god, it's been a while. Print. Hello. Great, there we go. That worked. Oh, HLLO. That worked. Oh, look. The enter key easily gets stuck. So that's not great. Let's make a program. I think there's... I think the keyboard membrane is broken. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think they're all broken. The bottom row seems to be working okay. Yeah. So we've got a broken keyboard membrane. Okay, well that's normal. You expect that really. They're usually broken. But at least it fires up, which is really quite cool. And that's obviously that's potentially a problem. That key there, just it should be. I think it's this side seems to work a bit better, and these seem to work down here. But I mean, I think basically it's knackered. All right, so the keyboard membrane is going to almost certainly have to be replaced because repairing it is virtually, well, it's kind of pointless. But this is hiding a secret. So I didn't show you this initially, kind of conning you into thinking it's an ordinary plus, but it's not. Let's have a look. Everything looks normal. It's got the feet on there. It's got the expansion sockets and whatever. But on this side, It's got that, which is very unusual. So there's the standard reset button. I think it might be missing its little cover, but there looks to be a well, there's a dual inline header there. It's especially like a printer port on a BBC Micro or a Auric or something like that. And then there's this thing here, which is a little phono connection. So I don't know what it is. No idea. Not opened it up and had a look. This has been very neatly done, but you can tell it's aftermarket. The case has been nibbled a bit, but it's very, very nicely done. Anyway, I speculate this could be a parallel port for a printer, and that could be maybe a composite video output, maybe. I don't know. Let's open it up and see whether we can figure that out. So as per normal, I think there's, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws. Just noticed on here, there's actually a printed label there saying upgraded. I wonder what that is. Now I've got to be a bit careful how we open this up, because there's screws there. And I think all the circuit board and everything else is on there. But if there's any ribbon cables, we've got to be a bit careful how we split this and move it. Wow, what's that there? I think we can actually move it that. Yeah, okay, let's move it this way. Wow, what is going on there? Okay, so looking at it a bit further, that's part of the RF module. You can see that is almost certainly a composite video. There is what looks to be a composite video back porch mod there. Or it's been homemade, but really, really nicely done. Really nicely done. So it gets some power from here. There's the classic transistor, little capacitor and some resistors there, and it's taking its video feed from this lead here. It's actually kept the RF intact, so that's interesting. So in theory we could run this again. Let's power it up again. Just gently close this a bit, and we'll power it up again and see whether the monitor shows it running on composite video, because that would be really nice. Lovely little mod. Oh, it is. Just taking a little while. Okay, let's move this around here a little bit and see whether this works. So this is the composite, what might be composite. I'm pretty sure it's composite. There we go, it's composite. Wow, that looks, well, actually didn't look bad before, funny enough, but that's pretty good. That is really, really clear. Very stable screen. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. That's the first good mod. You like that? We're looking at some documentation. This has a Sharp chip, the LH0081A Z80A-PIO. So what I suspected, I think, is probably the case. So this is a parallel input-output controller. If we look at the wiring of this, just move it a bit, you can see here that it's obviously wired up that way somewhere, and I'm not quite sure what's going on. I don't want to take it to pieces yet, but this connection here, there's 8 connectors here, so that might be 8 bits coming out for a parallel, and then this one will be potentially power and some flow control, possibly. So we'd have to look at that a bit more closely, but I strongly suspect this is a parallel port adapter, which is really quite cool. Yeah, it's very, very neatly done. I'm very impressed. And the fact that they've got that sitting there, lovely, and this was aftermarket, third-party stuff, you know, is impressive. Obviously, the keyboard membrane is gone. Next steps for this, well, it needs a new membrane, and do some more testing, see if the colour's working, see if we can load some software, that kind of stuff. And then I guess to a degree reverse engineer this. I mean, the pinouts are a little odd. I don't know whether we can maybe we can see where that goes. Yeah, so according to the documentation here, you've got two ports, port A and port B. So you have what appears to be the start of those ports there, and then the 1, 2, 3. Yeah. There's a blue one in the middle of it. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to take that off to properly figure out what all those pinouts were. But we can probably take a decent guess that it is a printer port adapter. So for your standard Centronics, you get a load that's ground. And that's what that is there. It's all common together. And you've got a blue one from here. Then you've got 8 bits there. So I thought it started at 1 for digital 0. If I look at my old Oric book, I think there is a yeah, I think it is. I think that's right, because there's a strobe and then there's digitals, so 0 to 7, and then an acknowledge, which would kind of work. So you've got strobe there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's that one. That's a digital signals. And then you've got strobe, which is that one there, and you've got 1, 2, 3 others. What are those though? Oric only has only implements part of it. There are additional signals that come out of parallel. How exciting. Okay, well, this is part 1 of the Magical Mystery Tour. And for something that's been sat in a box outside and literally in the street, I think that's the right result. So a few quid on a replacement membrane. Don't think this is going to be fixable. Sometimes the issue is with, typically these bits go, and you can see some cracks. This is such a rubbish connector. That's actually a bit wobbly. Maybe it's salvageable. Anyway, that would require a deeper dive. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm definitely going to investigate it further. Right, that's it for now. I'll see you next time. Cheers.